Now then, manners, welcome to the Hanky podcast. It's another rip-roaring episode for your lugs, your eyes, even your flaps. Depends what it tickles. And hopefully it'll tickle your funny bone, because it's meant to be a funny podcast. It's not serious. So any of you haters out there giving me shit about me hair, or me gegs, or our lass, or me teeth, it doesn't matter. None of it's real, but just enjoy the show, that's all I'm saying. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a follow. Just invite randomers to come and watch it as well. If you think they like things like this, tell them to like it. So many likes there. Anyway, let's start the show. Now, Mala.
Now, Ted, all right, everyone.
This is me a little excited, up and down. I've got the old body top on.
He's looking pretty henchiny, people. I mean, Ted, you're looking well fit, to be fair.
Done with dips. That's because me PT, I've got two PTs. I've got Matty, who I do all the Thai fighting with, and I've got me big daft bald mate, Mark, at the gym, who does me weights and conditioning with me. Sometimes I teach him a few things as well, because he's a bit of a fanny. But yeah, that's how it goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, me and our Gingus just keeping like wicked shape ourselves, you know what I mean? Just getting about the place, doing a bit of scrap, do you know what I mean? Having a bit of scraps,
hard work,
do you know what I mean?
The scrap though,
well,
isn't
of course,
it?
You've got to be.
Have you ever carried a full oven on your back?
I've carried several, but luckily our last broad back, she's built for that sort of thing, you know what I mean? She can get one of them old style ones.
She's like, like generations of scrap passed down, isn't she? Like scrap people, like she's like, her body is accustomed to it through evolution of being from a scrap man's family.
It's funny, right? Because when you were doing your like bit there, when you said everything's fake, like all the man's real, right? And like when you said invite randomers to join, we do that as well. Like they just pop over, you know what I mean? And we get a bit racy.
What's happened to you, that Mala? Because you do realise people are going to recognise you now.
I think they recognise me.
No, that hat was like, you put that on, you like fucking Clark Kent.
Gingus, right?
Superman.
Gingus, like he was having none of it, in fairness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was saying that I was getting away from the police all the time because of my hat. So, and he was constantly getting lifted, so he just hit me hat. So now I'm sans hat, as they say. But I'm thinking about, like, next week I might have a cowboy hat or something different.
What about every week you'll get a new elaborate hat? Like you can get one with like corks on, or you can get one of them from Blackpool, with the hands on that clapping the fake bird shit.
Well, I'm going to have a look to see what I can nick this week.
Gimp mask, come in a full gimp mask.
Can I borrow it?
Yeah.
No, right, well,
I'll have to clean it though. I'll have to give it a clean. You know what I mean?
What, outside or in?
Both.
Grim
it's a persistence today in this semen. What have you been up to, Mala? Because I've still been ill. I had a bad throat, and now I've got problems with my guts.
You're not wrong, Ted. Well, I think we all know this.
But so I'm back recording. So hopefully we'll get back into a routine of recording these shows now. But what have you been up to?
Well, right. I've been mooching round the parishes and all of them. Do you know what I mean? I've been down your Stocktons and I've been having a look at what they're doing down there, because they're messing about with the river again, aren't they? Well, they're only like that road, like that goes alongside the river. They've only shut that, haven't they?
The river road?
The river road, they've only shut it.
Fucking hell.
Which is like, it's good and bad.
How are you meant to get rid of a dead dog?
Well, you have to go the Thornaby route for that.
You just fling that over the bridge, don't you? That as an eyelid.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So I've been down there for a bit. Yeah. I've been down Billog. Well, I haven't actually been to Billog. I stood on the border of like Norton and the A19, which is a natural barrier.
You're not welcome, are you?
No, and I just stood and looked into it and went, fuck off. You know what I mean, Billingham.
Mala's got the same effect as North and South Korea with Billog and Norton. He's sometimes he meets on the border for one of them dance-offs.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Been hanging about there a bit. And then I've been having a look at our beautiful home state of Thornaby.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Because, God bless to Hornaby.
Because, right, they're going to get rid of the Eagle Arna soon. It's going, right?
I was going to buy that and turn it into Thornaby's #1 strip club.
Ted's Towers, I remember.
Yeah.
It's been class, that. But they're going to get rid of that soon, so I've been having a mooch around there, because like I have a lot of happy memories in Eagle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Having a drink in the bar downstairs, having a scuttle in the hotel upstairs.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't, do you know what I mean? It was a one-stop shop for Thornaby.
I remember going to a work party there years and years ago. I think I was about 18, 19, And I remember I was necking loads of whiskies with a couple of colleagues. And bear in mind, I was a young man, and whiskey wasn't really my drink of choice when I was a young man, so I was just being introduced to whiskey. And I remember I woke up in the toilet covered in my own sick, and then I went back onto the dance floor. There was a disco at the time, and I remember just sticking 2 fingers inside me supervisor's fanny.
Was he happy about that? I'm not sure. Did you work at Builder's Yard?
It was just a straight slip in as
was
well.
It?
Yeah, it was such a such a clean sweep.
Did you work near here back at that day? Because we don't come. I think I know who it was.
Did we?
Well, I think so. Yeah. Well, good work, that Ted. Top work.
Yeah, it was good work. Yeah,
absolutely.
But that's when poking was fashionable, though.
It's still fashionable.
Only at home.
Yeah, but like nowadays, it's all about like, because people and that on TikTok, you're ruthless nowadays, the youth, aren't they? The youth are ruthless, man. They're all about
ruthless.
How many girls are getting their mucky minges out on like TikTok and whatnot? Do you know what I mean? They're just constantly.
They're doing them dances with the camel toes, right?
And they aren't bothered at all. No. And like, have you seen the lads, right? Where they stop him in the street, and he's like, and it's always like some young white lad from Sheffield who's speaking like he's from South London.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, what's your body count?
Yeah.
And like some young poor girl whose dad hopefully isn't watching, but she goes, 17, and she's about like 17, and you're like, how's that work out?
Yeah.
And they go like, what's the dirtiest thing you've ever done? And like these girls are just answering, I fucked my mate. Well, the boyfriend was there.
Did a shit on his neck.
Had a shit on his neck. I mean, where were these birds when we were growing up, Ted?
It's not that, mate. How are people getting these opportunities? Because we had to graft. We had to graft for them opportunities. We had to find a part of a nightclub. We had to then own that part of the nightclub. So we had our own bar or our own corner. Think of Millennium upstairs. We had that corner couch up there. That is where we would take haste. We would buy drinks. We would plan flange attacks.
And then we would carry out carefully manipulated manoeuvres to get the flange into them corners.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talk to him like, all right, girl, how are you doing? Yeah. Do you fancy another blast away?
Yeah. Or if you couldn't get to that point, what you would do, you had the benefit of the balcony. So you would go on the balcony and you would peer. You would peer.
You would, wouldn't you?
And that is where you would lock focus with your next target and you go, look at that tall, lovely bird there in that white sassy dress. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to go and dance right next to her. Oh, my song's on. Madame, Monsieur, Laetitia, que vas-je tout? I can't voir. And I'm next to like that. Next thing you know, I'm in there. And Tik comes out on the dance floor, comes up, and then, I'm in. And there's no escaping once the claw is in the heart.
This is a valid technique, this. It sounds a bit rapey on the outside, but it wasn't.
It's not consensual.
It was. You
signed a contract of acceptance through your eyes.
That's the way it goes. That doesn't stand up in court, Ted, but I know what you mean. That would usually happen, and I'd be like, Ted, which one's man? And you'd be like, that one, there.
Yeah.
There.
I had to delegate it.
And there was never like an argument about which was which, because man was always 3 times the size. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean?
But you always had 3 times the coin in your wallet so you could pay for the meals.
To be fair, I did well as a young man. Do you know what I mean? Didn't I? And I used to take girls up to my special voodoo lounge. Do you remember? Up in the disabled toilets at the Millennium. Yeah. I got caught a few times there, Ted.
And the thing is, man, I got away with it because he was that intoxicated when he left there anyway. He looked like he did have a physical disability.
I used to put that on.
Yeah. He's Mallow again. He's the only dancer in here with spina bifida.
That's right, and that was her name, by the way. It wasn't a disease. She was quite an exotic girl that used to cut around.
I let it go, the spina. Yeah. It's funny you should say that, man, because I've been flicking through the old TikToks, right, and I've been thinking, because we talked about last week, didn't we? Talked about those food bloggers and how they're knobheads, right? On the last show, sorry. And it got me thinking, right, what other ones really wind me up? And I'm going to talk to you about a few, and I'm sure you'll jump in with a few of you, Mala. But one of the ones at the minute that's really getting on my nerves is where they'll do stuff like, HS TikTok gets pressed. And it's this fucking like guy who's in Dubai who thinks he's rock hard. And he's like, no, mate, nah. What you do, mate? Nah, I'll bang you out, mate. Yeah, fuck off, mate. Yeah, you can't, mate. Yeah, nah, I owe you nothing, mate. And because he's like a crypto dial, he apparently owes people money and stuff like that. And it just does my head. And then they go and have these misfit fights with each other. And this other lad as well, who's another Doyle with a centre part and who's always having scraps and stuff like that. They're just looking for trouble. It's like that. Have you seen that Charlie Veitch or whatever he's called?
You know me, I'm not a Tik Toker man.
It's this fucking Scottish guy. I think he wears like a camera, or he carries a camera with him, and he just goes around winding all the tramps up and the scruffers and
Sounds like me.
and all the smackheads and stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh, what are you doing, mate? You fucking dirty cunts," and stuff like that, right? and then he ends up getting his head kicked in or kicking them in. They're just shit stirrers, and they need knocking out. I can't do it. I've got a bad arm, but people need to.
So what's it like? So it's just people that need knocking out on TikTok, because that's like 90% of the community.
They're just these idiots who think they're fucking big time celebs because they've made a bit of crypto or they've got a few views, and then they think they rock hard. I can't stand them.
You said, well, do you know what, right? In a similar vein, do you know what I can't stand on that? Do you know, right? Listen, yous know you are out there, so don't be messing, right? You look like pure shit. Don't be selling me supplements, going, oh yeah, I use collagen 3 times a week. Look at the fucking bags under your eyes. You're only 22, you mong. What are you doing? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think you can use that word anymore, my love.
Well, all right, he's 23. What are you talking about?
No, you're right though. I mean, I've tried to knock out a bit of Sheila shit online and stuff like that, but that does internal goodness. You can't tell if I'm telling the truth or lying.
It's like them lasses who sell and I go to the gym 6 times a day. Yeah. Do you go to the kebab shop 7 then? Because clearly there's a mismatch with all of that. Yeah. But let me tell you something, Ted, right?
Go on, then.
I'm going to have a little rant at your ear. Listen to me. We are Teesside and we are proud, right?
We are.
All of you pretenders on the Facebooks and your TikToks and your Instagrams, right? If the electricity goes off, it's going to be back to normal, right? And all of us lads who can actually put a fist up will be putting fists up, you know what I mean? And you won't have a camera there because the camera will be getting shoved up your ass. All right. I hate them, Ted.
You're going to be fist... Oh, the camera.
The camera will be getting fisted. And I tell you what, right, everybody, you know, right, they're all living in a dream world. It's all fake stuff, selling fake houses and fake cars and, oh, look at me, how class am I? Hey, you get some graft done. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Sort the lives out. And then, when it all goes downhill, it's all, my mental health and my struggle and look at my mental health journey. Fuck off. Get some fucking work done. Go home, smash your lass, not literally, but I mean book her, or book your lad. Do you know what I mean? It's an equal opportunity.
It's allowed.
2 lads book each other, or 2 lasses scissor, or what are the other ones? Or like lasses who want to be lads and lasses and trans and that. You do what you do.
Bit of friendly rimming.
Rimming, yeah, whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do, people. Let's just get real. Let's get some steady pints down our necks, yeah? Let's live life, man. Get off your TikToks, but do watch this, like. Do you know what I mean? And then do the rest of it.
Yeah, there's another one that winds me up as well, right? You get these, like, fucking idiot lads who, like, clearly they've got nothing from school, right? They've had no sort of, you know, life of working.
Are you talking about me?
No. And then they'll come on and they'll run on screen and go, what's that? You dare me to go to Ukraine and fight in the war? Well, I will then. And then they go over there and they've fucking got a video of them, like, in the fucking front line. Oh, what's that? You want me to get a Mike Tyson tattoo on my face? Well, I will then. And they go and get fucking absolute bell whiffs. The people are there and going, oh, I bet you daren't go on a date with a lady boy, and they do, and stuff like that, which is fine. I know, yeah, but that was an alright example, that one. But then they do mad stuff like that. Oh, I bet you daren't stand on top of a moving train and ride it. Some fucking idiot did.
Well, listen, this Darwinism needs to just take effect there, doesn't it? And we need to have that. On a separate subject, Ted, would you pipe a ladyboy off if they still had the tackle there? Like in the heat, I'm talking about in the heat of passionate lovemaking. And all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, a wang comes your way. Do you know? Because, like, I mean, we've all eaten sausage before, lads, haven't we?
I know, would it be any different? I've never had a sausage squirt in my mouth. Even if it's been in a casserole. You know,
who said that you're going to pleasure her enough for them to squeeze? Because you've had no experience of it.
I might be able to help with the operation.
Well, there you go.
You know what I mean?
I always thought it was strange that, I mean, like, if it's there, would you use it?
I wouldn't. I mean, if I was coaxed into a situation where I was with a beautiful...
Did you say coaxed into a situation?
Coaxed into a situation where I'd been on a lovely date with a lovely lady, and then we got down to the bits, and I was like, oh, you're very beautiful, we've had some lovely kissing, and then I got down to the old meeting 2 bedrooms there. I'd be in a very difficult predicament.
Who said that you're going to pleasure her enough for them to squeeze? Because you've had no experience of it.
I might be able to help with the operation. I would would I do it, or would I have a crying game moment? And would I be upset that this person never told me up front they've got something up front?
Well, if like you put your hand down there, right, and you can feel it, and it's definitely meat and two veg.
I've grabbed a big labia before.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You meet that definition.
Oh, hang on. Could be a little todger, that.
And it wasn't.
It was just a big dangler.
I've seen them before. Yeah. But you grab it, right? If it is well kept, that's not so bad. Do you know what I mean? If it's not a hairy beast, if it's like a well-shaven, like plumb line and everything, maybe.
I don't know. I quite like the ones that look like a hedgehog's nose.
Yeah, but they'd be all sweaty and horrible, like blokes. I wouldn't do it myself, Ted. I'm just asking you.
All right.
Not for me.
I mean, I'm strictly just for fucking lasses, really.
That could be the BBC's next show. Strictly just fucking lasses. Just Ted smashing loads of birds.
Yeah. Hey, Robert!
This week on Strictly Ted fucking lasses.
Yeah. Oh, where is he? Oh, he's in the changing rooms with Tess Daly and the one with the fringe.
I reckon Tess Daly has a piece, me. Oh no, I'm thinking of Arthur Daly, aren't I?
That's who you're thinking of, yeah. So I'm thinking Tony Daly.
That's the one, yeah.
The rapid Aston Villa winger from the 90s.
Good recall, that one, I like it.
Yeah. Speaking of football as well, you get the football pundits on there as well, where they've set up their own little green screen behind them. There's this one I sometimes watch, and he's a big Liverpool fan, but he's Irish. He's like, oh look, Liverpool are signing this player. We're going to win the fucking league. I don't care what you say. The league is coming home. I don't care. You're all fucking wrong. Liverpool are the best team in the world.
Right, why is that acceptable to do an Irish voice? Do an Indian pundit for me, Ted.
I will.
Go on then.
All right then. Hey mate, right. I grew up in Middlesbrough, but I am of Indian origin.
Racist.
There you go.
All he is, honestly.
Yeah, but yeah, you get that Mark Goldstein, whatever he is it, what's he called? Is it the one who was the Man United one?
From Talk Sport?
No, who's the one who was the Man United one? I can't remember his name.
Goldstein, yeah.
But he's always like, oh, fuck off! Yeah. Fuck off, Man United! And
I know that
he's
lad,
quite funny to watch, you know what I mean? And he is quite, he does talk, he always talks about Liverpool for some reason as well. I think he wants to be...
because he's a Man United fan,
yeah,
so they all do,
he's got to hang on to something, hasn't he? But yeah, and then you get these odd ones who like just pop up with a little face in the corner with like a list of transfers behind them, and they're going, yeah, transfers coming up. You might think that this person's going to sign for West Ham United, but
I tell you who, right? I know this is more Teesside specific, right? But
are you going to be on about that bird off the Boro breakdown?
She's class though. She actually knows the stuff. Like, you listen, she is a mint. She's mint.
I
she
like
goes
that
on the radio
analogy.
as
She
well.
was talking about clinkers on a dog's arse or something like that. Yeah.
She goes on the radio as well, like, and speaks to Madhu on that. And she's actually like mint. Like, when you listen to her talk, she knows what she's talking about.
Do you think she'd like to come on our podcast and do an interview about football and that?
We'd probably have to not say the C word
We'll
as
sign
much.
A DBS. Oh, she's old enough, isn't she?
A DBS?
Yeah.
I'm not buying sofas from anyone, I'm telling you. Honestly, they're coming out for me.
Whatever your name, I forgot your name. You're a very lovely girl who talks sense about the Boro. We all love the Boro. If you want to come on the show,
she actually is really good, yeah.
If you know anyone, tag her. I think it's the Boro Breakdown podcast, something like that. No, welcome. We can cross-contaminate our viewers.
Speaking of Boro,
yeah.
Right, I'm going to snip off this for a little bit. Right,
what, you're having a poo?
No, listen, not nip off this conversation.
Right, yeah.
Right, I thought, because we are Boro, we are proud, right? We didn't get promoted, did we? Right, but obviously, I'm happy with that because now we no longer have Sunderland in our league and I don't like them, and we don't have Leeds in our league and I don't like them, so it's all right for us. I'm quite happy with that. But Gibbo is out of pocket a little bit now, isn't he? Because he might have been wanting some money to sort out like the rest of his business empire, right? So he probably wanted us in the Premier League. So how are we going to make that money up? I have come up with a solution.
This is one of Mala's ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, right, you might want to go out and get a pen and paper, pause the podcast, make a cup of tea, because this is going to be gold.
Right, this is exclusive for the Ted Hanky podcast, so it's in Ted production as well.
Yeah.
So if anyone nicking this idea, because it happens to the Boro all the time, I don't want to be seeing West Ham doing this next week. Do you know what I mean? Because we know where you've got it from. I don't care if you're blowing bubbles. That Michael Jackson used to do that, and seeing the clip of that lad. Right. Anyway, do you like that, Ted? It was sort of a joke. Right. Yeah. So this is the game. Right. Fan experiences. Everyone pays a bit of wedge, don't they? And it's usually like you get a box, right? And then like you have dinner and like Maddo comes along and tells some class stories, yeah?
You remember that time when I was at Southampton and I scuttled that lass?
Yeah. Like he does stuff like that, right? I'm thinking, let's pay a little bit more and let's make them bespoke, right? So would you pay £1,000, right, to go pegging with Dale Fry? Think about this, right? You turn up at the Boro Stadium and you're met by Dale Fry, top to toe in Under Armour trackie, because he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Right?
He wears that at my gym.
Of course he does. It's a quick drop over the motorway to Ormsby, where on the street of your choice, you have half an hour for you and Dale Fry to nick as much clothes as you can.
Oh, pegging. Pegging. I thought you meant like he put a strap on the bums.
No, I tell you, Ted, these are athletes.
Oh, I was going to sign up for that one. Me and Dale Fry.
Dale's quite a big lad.
Selecting random arseholes to peg.
Dale's a big lad. You'll be able to leap over the fences, no dramas.
Oh, yeah, so pegging is in nicking people's washing.
Well, aye, of course.
Hey. That's a good, right. Yeah. What an experience day that is.
Right, listen
Get it
to this.
Voucher.
Listen to this, right? This is better. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Right. Borges with Borge. So Neto Borge and you go for a Parmo, right, in Stockton. Right, after you've had your Parmo in Stockton, or at the warehouse, obviously.
Yeah.
After you've had your Parmo in Stockton, you then go to places such as the Clock Tower and see if you can finger birds.
Brilliant.
I mean, Neto's already wants to do this, Neto Borges, man. He was the one who contacted me about that.
Yeah.
He's up for it. But many a great experiences.
You could bring back some of the classics as well. You could like entice like some of the great players back, and you could have stuff like a day in the tanning salon with Clayton Blackmore.
Well, it is a day, is that as well, isn't it? It's a full day.
Yeah.
And he will make you moisturise his back. It's an unpleasant experience.
Hair technicianing with Emerson.
Soul Glow.
Yeah,
class.
Learn the ins and outs and the intrinsic details of how Emerson gets that Soul Glow hair.
Wife Scotland with Viv Anderson. Cheeky Viv.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Honestly, let's have Boro fan experiences, right? You could be like, spend an afternoon in North Tees Hospital with Riley McGree. Because that's where he is most of the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be class. I reckon you'd be something more down to earth would be dog walking with Johnny Howson, because he's bound to be one of them lads, and he's got 2 Irish setters.
Yeah.
And like they're just belting around the place.
An afternoon in a soup kitchen with Shea Given.
Correct, yeah, Shea Given soup. See, it writes itself, this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, scrap metal with Finn Azaz. You know, you and Finn Azaz are in a scrap van, scuttling around the streets of Teesside, picking up people's unused wares.
Yeah. This is a good one as well. You could pay like, I don't know, £500, £1,000 to teach Morgan Whitaker how to play football.
Well, it'd be useful as well.
Yeah.
That's a useful addition. But you get the main fan experiences. Let's make them unique to the club.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can even do like, let's spread it out a bit and do a bit of gubby work and stuff with people. Do you know what I mean? You could get some lads on doing gubby work.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we could have the Boro team just come out and be labourers for the day.
Painting and decorating with Hayden Hackney.
Well, Hayden Hackney, he'd be a good painting and decorating.
With a brush in, wouldn't he?
He'd be good. That's if he isn't like a Crystal Palace or something next week. But never mind. But Ted, what do you think?
Baristering with Latte Lath.
Bring
him back. He's having a bad time in America. He wants to come back to apparently Ipswich are looking to buy him. So
Ipswich can have him.
Yeah.
Once you have left the Boro, you have left. Do you know what I mean? You never come back unless you're 90% of the players that do come back, because we're always bringing people back, aren't we?
Tree surgery with Matty Crooks.
He'd be class. He'd be a good lad just to have on a night out, wouldn't he, Crooksy?
Yeah, but he was a tree, wasn't he? You know, I'm trying to make connections
he's doing well, yeah. Well, Ted.
Fan experiences, that's a great idea, Mallory. I like that, yeah. Yeah, if you've got any suggestions, leave a comment. It could be about a current Middlesbrough player and an experience, or maybe one from the past. We'd love to hear them. Yeah, leave them in the comments, or drop us a message on whatever means of messaging you use.
Can I add another one?
One more.
Fantasy fiction writing with Michael Carrick. The lads did class again today.
Table decorating with Jonathan Woodgate. Table never lies.
Never lies.
Never lies. Oh, good that, Mally. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Good. It's a good episode, that. I enjoyed it.
Well, Ted.
Yeah?
I've got to get off.
Why?
Well, I've heard that Aidan Acne's got a bit of gubby work.
Oh, eh?
Yeah, it's round at Viv Anderson's house, so you know what I mean? I've got to take that one.
Well.
Apparently, we're going to have a bit of a meet. I'll see you later, everybody. I'll see you later, Ted.
See you later, Maladay. Off to do a training and decorating gubby job with Aidan Acne. Thank you very much for tuning in to the show this week. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. A little bit of waffle, some very, very serious points, though, to think about and take away and digest as well. If you're up to anything good tonight, it is Friday, June the 6th. There's a comedy night at the Warehouse Kitchen and Bar, and it's got some amazing comedians on. It's got the fantastic Dave Longley, who really is just phenomenal. He pushes jokes right to the edge of a fence and then pulls it back before he offends her. So he's really good. You got local comedian James Kilbington MCing as well, who's a brilliant MC. And we've got a couple of Hull comedians on, Jed Salisbury and Rich Austin. It's going to be a class night. Tickets are £15. No booking fees, or there is multi-buy saving tickets if for groups of 4 or more people, so save some money. Booking, get yourself some food as well, up until 7 p.m. here at the Warehouse Kitchen and Bar. It's always a class night out, so if you're watching this during the day, get yourself booked in tonight. You're going to have a mint time, I promise, and I'll be there saying hello as well, so I'll come and give you the handshake, or if you're a lass, a Frenchie. But if you're watching this on the Saturday or any day after, you've missed the boat, you daft twats, too late. Yeah. Anyway, have a great week. You'll know the crack. And as per usual, up the Boro and believe. Yeah.